Hi, friends. I want to share with you a book I have in my library. It's called Divorce Hangover, and it's written by Anne N. Walter. Seemingly, she has a master's degree in social work, and the book is about the trials and tribulations of people who have divorced and who have challenges recovering from that event, which for most people is a calamity. Now, there certainly are reasons why some people, legitimate reasons, and not only legitimate reasons, but responsible reasons why they need to get divorced. But the overwhelming majority of divorces, in my opinion and my clinical experience of 30 plus years as a marriage therapist, is that divorce is absolutely unnecessary. And in saying that, I don't mean that people should just put up with a bad marriage, put up, shut up, carry on, and put on a stiff upper lip. No. Most people who are in a situation where they're considering divorce are there because they lack the information, the knowledge, the skills, the tools to be able to repair their marriage, to be able to avoid making mistakes going forward, and having potentially a wonderful, happy, healthy relationship with their husband or wife and keeping their family intact and not dragging their children through the coals of a divorce and, in many cases, the trials and tribulations, the next trial tribulation after the divorce of now having to adjust to a blended family. A step parent that they never chose, they don't want, they feel is intrusive in their lives, and perhaps even has replaced the, in their minds, legitimate parent. I'm going to now summarize for you one of the pages in this book in which the author talks about a person that she's familiar with named Jan and what her experience has been post-divorce. And so Anne writes, picture someone who thinks the hardest part of their life is finally over. Jen believed that once her divorce was finalized, she'd feel free. The paperwork was done, the decisions were made. On the surface, everyone said it was over. But emotionally, nothing really changed. Months later, she was still lying awake at night, overwhelmed and exhausted. She assumed things would improve once the financial side was settled, but they didn't. She caught herself snapping at her kids, getting irritated at strangers, and feeling like her life was slipping out of control. So she told herself, maybe I just need a little fresh start. She moved to a new city. That didn't fix it for her. She started dating again, even remarried. Still, her ex moved on too, built a new life, had a child. You'd think that would bring closure, but it didn't. Years went by, 8 of them, and somehow the same emotions kept showing up: anger, sadness, resentment. Small things could trigger it: a wedding invite, a school event, even a holiday gathering. Anything that reminded her of what she had lost would put her right back into those feelings. It was like she was stuck replaying the same story in her head over and over. And because of that, she never fully moved forward. Even her new relationship was affected. She saw it through the lens of what had gone wrong before. What's important here is this: nothing on the outside was the real issue anymore. The divorce was done. The life changes had happened, but internally she was still carrying it all within herself. Without realizing it, she had built a kind of emotional defense, a way of protecting herself from the pain, loss, and the fear of going through something like that again. But that same defense was also holding her back. It kept her stuck in the past, draining her energy and shaping how she saw everything in her present life. The point is clear. And this is true. I've seen other research articles thoroughly documenting post-divorce comments by other people who have gone through all of this. And there is no pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, at least in the overwhelming majority of cases. So if you're at all considering divorce, I encourage you to consider an alternative, which is to fix your marriage. I've identified 20 skills that are necessary for a healthy, happy, and long-lasting relationship. I call them love connections. If you want to learn more about my love connections, you can see the link below this video, and you can click on it and go to my website, Marriage Self-Help. There you can get lots of information, resources, and support in changing the dynamics between you and your spouse so that your marriage becomes healthy and something that you want to maintain because it's good for you and it's good for the people that you love. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you in the next video. Take care.